So Dr. Jagan, sorry, Dr. Jagan is you're teaching at the Saudi University. I'm sorry, I'm a bit late. I've missed that part.
It's a Saudi university I'm working in.
And what do you teach?
I teach English, applied linguistics.
Okay.
So besides this, I hold a master's in psychology. I'm currently doing my master's in law. So these are my besides spirituality and philosophy.
Very interesting.
So let's jump here and say welcome to Cafe Without Borders. And as you know, this is our space to connect, to challenge ideas, reimagine possibilities beyond borders, whether geographical, intellectual, or ideological. As you know, each month we come together to explore critical topics, share insights, and learn from one another in an open, participatory setting. And today we are honored to have Dr. Jagan with us, and who's going to be like, or he's ready to have this kind of thought-provoking conversation as always. And please, let's dive in with our today's Cafe Without Border member. And please, the floor is yours, Dr. Jagan, to introduce yourself and introduce the topic.
So thank you very much, Ms. Lemia, for this great opportunity to unfold my, can't say knowledge, but it's my interest to all of you. So I am Dr. Jagan, working in Saudi Arabian University, and basically I'm an Indian. I've been here for the last 5 years. So my interest in psychology brings me to Cafe Without Borders to share my ideas about it. And it's been a big challenge for me to read Atomic Habits, because I found it very interesting and entertaining as well as enterprising, because there is something we can take away. After reading this, we get to reinforce or realize what we can do with our habits. So basically, I've been reading this one for more than 10 days, besides my other academic challenges or academic contributions or promises I have made to produce, like a couple of book chapters on psychology. So let's hope it gets us thinking about habits and the formation of habits, and it also allows people how not to do a presentation like mine. So I'm hopeful, okay, you will learn, okay, how not to speak English this way, how not to do a presentation the way I'm doing now, right? Hopefully, let's start now, okay? Since the saying goes, be a Roman in Rome, I start my presentation saying Bismillah, right? So, yeah, this Atomic Habits it has captured my attention the day one, because of James Clear's monumental work on habits. It has captivated my attention, and it is quite an arresting book which one can never ignore or forget to read and understand its core elements in forming one's ideas and habits especially. So let me thank James Clear for the wonderful book, without which today's talk would not have occurred at all. Right, I have made some couple of initial small sentences where I actually wanted the audience to say or speak about the difference between hobby and habit, because we are in a cafe, right? So I want everyone to join and discuss and express their opinions about hobby and habit.
I can go first.
Mirna, please go ahead.
Okay, so I guess, I mean, trying to apply it in my daily practice, a habit is something that I try to do on a daily basis in a specific time, and I try to like establish a schedule for it so
Yeah.
that it becomes part of my routine. A habit is more flexible than that. A hobby is more flexible than that. It's more like, for example, painting. I don't have a specific time for it. I don't have, for example, a specific place. I just do it whenever I feel like I want to do it. This is my hobby.
Great. Yeah. Mirna, nice listening to you. And it's like a fun thing, right? We do it, we indulge into hobbies just for our fun when we are free and we go for it. And habits are a routine, like you said. Thanks for your participation. And anyone else? Mr. Prabhu, what hobbies?
I would say maybe the basic difference is that a habit would be
Yeah,
should be automatic,
they're
and a
great.
hobby would be something you go to, let's say, consciously. But
Yeah,
but when you have a habit, it's something that you do automatically, and it becomes part of your unconscious
routine.
routine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Okay. Anyone, any participant? Because we are sitting on a round table setup, right? Everyone is welcome to join, right? It's not just a formal lecture. And actually, I can't call it a lecture at all because we have to share our opinions. Okay. Cafe without coffee, right?
Cafe without borders. Yes. I can go ahead. I don't know whether that's relevant or not, but I feel it, I'm not sure, is when saying about the word habit, it's something that we usually do, but that doesn't mean that we do like it.
Yes.
It's just we do it. But hobby, something that we picked and choose to do it, so we like it more. I don't know whether that's mentioned or not in the book, but I feel it such
Sometimes
a way.
out of compulsions to get grades.
Yes, I have
Yeah.
to study, for example, and my habit, for example, I will study every day for how many, or I will go for walking, or I will do this kind of a sport. Whatever the habit I will do to reach a target goal.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
hobby is thing that I picked with
Yeah.
it's my desire. The thing that I
Yeah.
wanted to do it consciously, and I am the one who picked to do it.
Yes. Yeah.
But I developed habits to reach a certain goal, whether I like it or not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you put your heart and soul into it, then it becomes a hobby. While habit is something done sometimes, okay, out of compulsion or necessity. All right, though we do not like them sometimes. Okay, for my PhD, it was a habit. Okay, I had to get into the habit of writing, reading, rewriting, asking for help. Okay, so from different sources, it was a habit I generated. I learned newly because it was a kind of burden on me initially to start with. But later I got into it and I started enjoying working on it, and the reward is quite memorable and a worthy reward. Now I'm enjoying. Okay, so there is a prefix. Okay, that is doctor. It's a great thing in one's life. Not many can enjoy. Not many can achieve. All right. Now, any more additions to the idea of hobby? What are your hobbies, Mr. Prabhu?
Um, Precisely, being an Indian from South India, watching movies is my hobby.
Yes.
Mass masala movies, fictional, unrealistic, over the board, magnum opus. So I
That's
enjoy
great to hear
anything
you say.
larger scale, larger scale. So that is one of my hobby. And talking to people is also as a hobby to me. And also talking not an objective sense. It doesn't necessarily all the time to be an objective. It is having fun while talking to the people and also interacting opens up our minds probably. So one such thing has reached you as well, Dr. Jagan. Probably
Yeah,
that was one of the
discussion.
habit. I think habit is a routine thing. I believe what we do, it's like, it's a stereotype. What I feel habit out of compulsion. What you said, but hobby is something you enjoy. It's like a leisure type. Whatever, whether it is book reading, watching movies, whatever it is, individuals just now mentioned their hobbies. I think more or less most of the people do that same. Probably one will enjoy in reading books. So people like me enjoy watching movies. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
my take on it.
Respect for two kinds of people on the planet Earth. One kind of people is those who read books, and the other set of people I respect most is the ones who watch movies. Both are productive, right? Both are worth remembering, right? You interact with the characters in both genres, so you fall into the kind of people I respect. Okay, most. Thank you for your interaction. And all right, now the first question, the first slide is answered.
Zoom meeting.
All right,
It was like by mistake. Yeah.
no problem. No problem.
Okay.
Okay, so, right now, I called up some quotations like these, which are quite unique in their own way, quite indispensable as well. Habit is a cable. We weave a thread of it each day, and at last we cannot break it. So habit becomes something that is unbreakable. For example, we once you got into reading, and the reading happens unconsciously, and you get glued to reading books wherever you are. Maybe you are on a train or on a bus, or maybe you're going somewhere, or you are sitting at home. Everywhere, that idea of reading fascinates you, and that is unbreakable habit. And another idea given by Ruin is motivation is what gets you started, and habit is what keeps you going. So it keeps you working on, and it also helps you further your activities or habit. And a habit is a routine or behavior that is performed regularly, and in many cases, like Damia said, it comes automatically and unconsciously, like said by Shireen. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. So these small habits become big, and they identify you as a special person, and it gives you a special status as well. Now,
I think so. A habit is imposed, whether
sometimes,
self-imposed or work imposed, but it's imposed. And a hobby is something that you go to that is not imposed, that you do when you want to, if you want to, and how you want to, I guess.
yes, yeah, you're right. So it is your personal choice. It's your flair doing something,
Mhm.
right? So these are some of the most unique quotations I culled up, gathered from the internet, because without these, we may not move further. Okay, now let me go to the next slide. Okay, the very idea of atomic habits gives the definitions like this. Just as atoms are the building blocks of molecules, atomic habits are the building blocks of remarkable results. So James Clear says that, small bit by
के
bit.
ऊपर ग्रुप है, बुक रीडिंग ग्रुप। अच्छा, वो लोग ऐसे एक एक बुक के ऊपर रिव्यू के लिए एक एक कॉल करके 1 घंटे का उसका समरी और वो सब इंटरेक्शन फीडबैक वो सब मेरे को भी करवाना।
All right. So these atomic habits are the small habits that make a large difference in our lives. So habits are like atoms of our lives, and atomic habits are regular practice of or routine that is not only small and easy to do, but also the source of incredible power. So these will help us become a special person in our own lives. So we may ignore these habits, okay? Like getting up early. For others, it may not be a big thing, but when you wake up early morning at 5 o'clock or earlier than that, you can save almost 2 hours. For example, you are in the habit of waking up at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, and suddenly you change your habit into waking up at 4. That saves you 3 hours randomly. 3 hours. So saving is earning in a way. So you are earning 3 hours a day. That matters a lot. That makes that gets wonderful changes, and that makes you a different person altogether. Now I have gathered these particular lines. So an action, it becomes your tendency, and so a tendency, and it becomes a habit, and so a habit, and it becomes a character, and when a character leads you to your destiny. So these wonderful ideas, wonderful words I gather from internet while working on this talk. So hope this will help us understand how our destiny is led from sowing an action to becoming a character. Now, there is Victor Room's expectancy theory is there. Intensity of work effort depends on the perception that an individual's effort will result in a desired outcome. So the more we work, the more we put in effort, the result will be great. So more we work, more we can work. My professor and my PhD guide always says, the more you do, the more you can do, because success leads to success. So success is something that helps you move further. Once you fail, you wait for some time. You have pause time. You pause whether or not you can do. But success leads to further success. So this is an idea behind this. And 1% every day. So we progress 1% in any act we do or we take up. That becomes a significant achievement in our lives. So start slowly and bit by bit and make it meaningful. Okay, these choices determine the difference between who you are and who you could be. So at present you are a nobody, but with each day's progress, that may be 1% or maybe less than that, but you are into the track. So you are doing something that helps you and that makes you a different personality altogether, and it leads you to who you could be from who you are now. Success is the product of daily habits. It's not one-time transformation. So each day's progress or each day's small attempts will result in big shape. So these are the repetitions. Your outcomes are a measure of your habits. So whatever you do, whatever results you reap are just because of your habits, daily routine. And your net worth is a measure of your financial habits. For example, you are a well-governed personality or individual when it comes to your finances, and it results in your net worth. So that means financial discipline helps you amass or hold net worth in terms of money. Now, your weight is a measure of what you eat. So, for example, you are into eating junk food and other stuff. It definitely works on your body. So, your eating habits design your body or physical body, and that ultimately leads to your weight loss or weight gain. Now, your knowledge is a measure of your learning habits. So, learning is not always reading books, but you can observe people speak and people's disposition, people's behavior also teaches us. So, therefore, your learning is a measure of what you learn or what kind of learning habits you have. Maybe reading or watching movies or talking to people, everything is a habit when it comes to learning. And your clutter is a measure of your cleaning habits. So if you keep your house tidy, that means you are into clean habits, and you get what you repeat. So you become what you do every day on an everyday basis. And time is something that filters, something that gives you results. Time magnifies the margin between success and failure, and it will multiply with whatever you feed it. And good habits make your time your friend, and bad habits make your time your own enemy. So make the best use of your time for a productive habit, and make friends with your time. Time, because time helps you in bad days. Now, there are three things here. Productivity compound. Accomplishing an extra task is a small feat on any given day, but it counts for a lot over entire career. So, for example, you're going to your office every day on time or before time. That marks you as a disciplined person, as a person with integrity towards your job. So, for example, you're going to office late every day, so you are marked as a person without any discipline, or it brands you as a person without a lack of integrity towards your work and your personal life. Also, is graded or branded by people because of your early entry or late entry into your office. And the effect of automating an old task and mastering new skill can be even greater. So try to perfect your old habit and also learn something new and try to master it. Then it gives you a great pleasure of success. The more tasks you can handle without thinking, the more your brain is free to focus on other areas. So most of the time, like we say, habit is something done unconsciously. For example, when you leave for your office, we lock our main door automatically, unconsciously. So it's your habit, and you never go back again check whether it is locked properly or not, because it becomes your habit and it doesn't require much focus. So it happens automatically the moment you are ready and you are ready to go out. Okay, locking the door is an automatic activity, happens without any of your conscious effort. So therefore you can save your time when you are thorough, or when you are perfect in dealing with the habit. You can save a lot of time. For example, you are writing something and you are an expert writer, you don't need any rechecking, because it's your habit to writing the best way possible, right? And when you are speaking someone, and speaking is your habit, and you don't recheck, you don't fumble for words, because you are an expert worker, or your habit is speaking to people, strange people, or people with your own familiarity. So this way, when you can handle any task without thinking, that means you are saving a lot of time, your time as well as others' time. And I talked about productivity compounds. Now comes the second thing is knowledge compounds. Learning one new idea won't make you a genius, but consistent learning will definitely transform you into a great personality. So we need to do anything continuously, constantly that helps us grow as an individual, and it makes you a superpower. Furthermore, each book you read not only teaches you something new, but also opens up different ways of thinking about old ideas. So, for example, some people are into reading a book several times. Each time you read, you go through the book, you get to know different ideas. So, therefore, any book you read, okay, gives you a lot of energy and a lot of different perspectives each time you read it. As Warren Buffett, the great investor, says, that's how knowledge works. It builds up like compound interest. So the more you read, the more you learn, and the more you share, the more you care. So keep sharing, keep learning, and these small things. Maybe I also do relationships conference. Now people reflect or reciprocate to your behavior. For example, you are nice to someone, the other person will definitely be nice to you, because your kindness is like a fast spreading influence. So, therefore, behave well with people, not because you want to please them, because you want your own peace of mind. The more you help others, others want to help you. So it's not always the same. The same person may not help you, but you get help from someone because of your kindness. Kindness is fast spreading. Being a little bit nicer in each interaction can result in a network of broad and strong connections over time. So being nice is one thing we can do at no cost. So it's free, at the same time, it is priceless to being nice. Kindness is something that is equal to divinity, and being kind is the greatest thing one can do, and it encapsulates a lot of things. And this is the only thing we can do as human beings, being kind. Now, right, all big things come from small beginnings. And the seed of every habit is a single tiny decision, like going for a walk. It is a small thing, small seed that originates in your mind. That small decision goes a long way. You get to see new people on your way to walking. That decision is repeated, habit sprouts and grows stronger, and so automatically when you're walking continuously, you grow muscular, and you have a lot of friends, and you have a lot of confidence, and you, in a way, you are managing your day in a more meaningful manner. You are living with your own self. You understand what it means to save time on walking. Right. Now, roots entrench themselves and branches grow. So, James Clear gives an example of bamboo tree. Bamboo tree takes nearly 5 to 6 years to hold its roots very strong beneath the ground before it comes up. So it takes a lot of time. I've given here the example of bamboo tree. So that way, it won't get uprooted with a wind speed, with the speed of winds, because it has a strong rooting system. So that's how it becomes very strong. Outside, it may look very tender, very, very sleek, very slim. It is not as strong, as bulky as a banyan tree or other trees, but it is very slender and thin, but outside, but inside, it has its own roots spread far and wide. The task of breaking bad habit is like uprooting a powerful oak within us. So it's not easy for us to break the bad habits, but it takes a lot of time. And we'll discuss those, how to break the bad habits as well. And in the coming chapters or coming slides, I'll be talking about how to form habits and how to decode or how to come out of the bad habits as well. Give me some time. Right. And the task of building a good habit is like cultivating a delicate flower one day at a time. So it requires a lot of patience to cultivate good habits. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of strength, especially anything that is any habit, any new habit is like a big challenge. For me, accepting this challenge, this talk, is an example of how I came out of my own inertia state. I've been very dull and very, very introvert kind of person, and I took it as a challenge because I want to show my own worth. I want to discover my own worth because I know my own worth. But when I do it outside, when I openly discuss, when I promote it, when I declare it outside, my inner strengths come out and I can challenge my own self. Today I'm doing that same thing, that is breaking the bad habit of talking to myself, reading a lot, but never expressing outside. So it took me nearly at least 10 days. Still yesterday I was unsure whether I can do it or not, but I garnered all my energy, all my strength, and I asked myself, if it is not today, it will never be. Because it's an opportunity, a rare opportunity, to talking to people around the world, maybe from people from different continents and different countries, and I'm able to interact with people. If I do not make use of this opportunity, it, I will be a failure, and this failure will toll on me, will disappoint me for another year maybe, because the last talk I gave was during the COVID time, and besides my regular classes. So it gives me an opportunity, and I'm breaking my own habit of sitting idle, sitting at home, reading books, but never dealing with outside people. So I must thank Lamia for this opportunity. Repeatedly, I can thank because it gives me, it enables me to know my own worth. Okay, thanks for that. Right. Now, winners and losers have same goals, but winners look at their goals in a different way. Like I did today, I am a winner today. I can proclaim myself as a winner because I'm able to deliver things today. I'm able to say, or I'm able to use my vocabulary, use my maybe my English or my language skills that I have been looking for to express. Now, goals restrict your happiness. Most of us do not start any goals or do not start any new habits because the new habit may restrict my happiness. Because going walking, okay, is a hindrance, is impedes your space at home, okay, and going out requires you to stand up and walk and sweat, and you're conscious of your walking style sometimes. Because I am a lazy walker, so I go walking very, very rarely. uh, Instead, I have my own I always give my own excuses not to go for a walk. So, because I feel this may intervene, or this may impede my other things like reading book, or writing an article, or maybe talking to my family. So these small excuses stop me forever from doing, growing, or getting into a new habit. And
Can I reflect here? It might be as well so sometimes you are pushing yourself so hard to
yes,
develop a habit, okay? And this habit, you might think this is what going to make you feel better if you develop. So you keep pushing yourself so hard until rather than developing a habit that you think that you will grow more happier, you become less happier after that because the stress that you are putting on yourself to develop that.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm talking that from the perspective of what I'm doing for myself, actually, myself as well.
This is where our cafe without borders enters in. We need to interact, okay, as and when there is an opportunity, there is a space. Uh, Others are also okay, welcome to join us, okay, because it's not reading my slides, and I have nothing to explain to anyone here, because all are into this same perspective. Okay? All of us have got into new habits and stopped bad habits. Yeah, Shireen, you have something to say?
Are you going to talk about how to break a bad habit?
Yeah, very, very soon.
Because I understand what Lamia is saying. Sometimes you want to create, logically that you have to create a habit and that you should get into the habit of doing 1, 2, 3. But because you have some kind of, I almost want to say you have some kind of trauma attached to the activity that you reject getting into the habit of doing it. For example,
Yeah.
My medical insurance is so complicated and so annoying that, I want to get into the habit of doing it regularly so I don't get a pile of stuff and then go through it, and then a lot of it is no longer valid. And I want to get into that habit, but it is such an annoying activity that I cannot make it a habit to sit down and do it. And it becomes true.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe the same. We have a lot of traumatic things in our life that we need to develop a habit to overcome them. But because it grows to become more traumatic, you started to block yourself from developing this habit. In addition to that, yes, I know that this book is a very famous one.
Yeah.
However, all the time when I look at book, I look at the context. Like, so when saying good habits and bad habits, based on what? So because for me, good habits might be different than other person's good habit.
Yes.
The same when saying bad habit. What's meant by bad habit? Who said this is a bad habit?
I think Dr. Rao mentioned that earlier, maybe when he said a habit is something that takes you to your goal, to your objective.
Yeah.
I mean, in the case of insurance, for example, there's a very good objective that I'm going to get some of my money back that I spent because I pay so much to be enrolled in an insurance program that it's worth it. So that's the goal. But on the other hand, creating the habit of doing my insurance papers regularly as they come is still very difficult.
This is
Amir, you have anything to say?
No.
Okay, right. So some habits are culture specific, and you cannot say no to them. And okay, right. Any ideas about these habits and related to culture or religion?
If
Any
I may,
inputs from any other participants?
if I may say something again, I understand what you're saying, Lamia, but I think that it's probably wrong to equate or to think about habits as cultural, I think, because culture is also an easy way out of giving yourself an excuse not to do something that is good for you if you think about it logically.
No, it's not an excuse because I'm doing that. I'm doing already that. But the point is, it takes me a lot of effort to be able to do that. Why? Because I wasn't raised up So
Yes, I
this
understand.
kind of style of living. So I wanted to change completely how I was raised up to have a new version of myself.
Yeah.
And this took me a lot of effort to do that because I wasn't raised up like that.
Can you read the last line here? Necessity is the mother of invention.
Yeah.
It takes you places. It takes you. It modifies you. It morphs you into a different personality altogether when you need it. Or necessary or necessities definitely okay because maybe you're young and you don't need, and you are moreover your focus is on finishing PhD. For example, someone is obese and the doctor says, if you can't walk, you will die soon. We'll forget about PhD. Then you will be, forced to start walking or doing some other physical activity. So therefore, necessity, okay, changes things, and it transforms us into a different personality with different habits. Okay, it's
I
almost
would say
yeah.
nobody ever said, I think, and probably throughout the book, it probably says that. And I think you had a quote, Dr. Gao, earlier. It doesn't mean that forming a habit is easy. It's not easy. Nobody said it has to be easy. And the fact that you find it difficult for whatever reason, because you weren't raised that way, sure, I think everybody probably has certain things that they find, lots of things that they find difficult, but it doesn't mean it's not possible. I think here one has to think of maybe one step at a time.
Yes.
Personally, for example, I know that I tend to think, okay, I have to do this perfectly, or I have to do this for this long. And you mentioned going out for a walk, both of you. Yeah, why do I have to think of running as going out for an hour and a half? No, I should just start with 5 minutes around down the street and back. But every day, and then until I can do maybe 10 minutes the next week, and then 15 minutes the week after, and so on. But we tend to think, and I think this is a problem with all hard workers, all overachievers. I think we all are overachievers by the virtue of being in academia. We always want to, finish the PhD before we start writing the introduction.
Yes.
And we just need to take a time. And I'm reminding myself of that.
Yeah. So we undergo a lot of trauma while doing PhD because, for my experience, I started working on my PhD in 2011, right? So for 2 years, I enrolled myself for my PhD program in 2009. For 2 years, I didn't do anything for fear of attempting this. So I was idle. Then I gradually, started working on. Every time I was able to, I was about to sit for working. One thing was I was very very conscious of was, is it acceptable? The question of acceptability stopped me a million times because I was looking at my PhD from other person's perspective. That's helped me. That held me from working. That stopped me literally. So it didn't allow me to work for another 6 months. Every time. So I was looking at my PhD work. I know what I was going to do. I knew what I had to do, but I was looking at my professor, right? Whose yes would make me go further, whose no may give me a big pause. So this way we are conscious of others things, others acceptance, then we cannot go further. So this is the problem I faced during my PhD.
Yeah.
Can we say that love could be this variable that might make change?
What? Sorry, Lamia?
Love. For example, what will make you, for example, the example of running that you mentioned right now, or the PhD, whatever, any one of them. So you decided to go for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and so on. Do you think that You can do that if you didn't from the very beginning loved the idea, or you are pushed by loving the idea of doing that. So can we say that this kind of love could be a variable, important variable to help us having a habit that we
No,
love this idea?
no, I don't think so. I hate running. I hate going out when walking, but I think the idea here is what Dr. Rao mentioned, which made me think. I think it's we are our own worst enemy. We want to be perfect from the beginning, but
Yeah.
if we just that, let me just start with 5 minutes. I don't have to become an Olympic champion by next week. I think
Yeah.
that's what keeps that's what keeps us from starting. Is that, like Dr. Rao said, he's looking at his PhD from the eyes of a supervisor. I'm looking at my writing. What stops me writing? I'm a writing professor. I look at my writing and always criticizing my own self instead of just sitting down and writing, into the habit of writing, for example, or running. And then, we'll talk about then practice. With practice, I'm bound to get better and I'm bound to get healthier. And I don't have to love the idea. There are many things that we have to do that are not necessarily lovable, but we do them,
Yeah.
and that's very important.
Yes, yes. So there are other slides which will discuss the other things regarding the habits. If I may further it,
Mhm.
will you allow me, or shall I go further?
Yes, please.
Yeah, you have anything to say? Because you're passing through a phase, which is very critical, traumatic, as I felt myself, okay, some 10 years ago. But it's worth, and you have to do it mindfully, and you will definitely remember each minute you are passing through. Right. Now, the first layer is changing your outcomes. So here, what you have to have on your mind is, okay, lose weight or publish a book or winning a championship. Keep these goals. Then comes the process. So during the process, you have to change a little. For example, you are a night person, okay, then if it helps you, okay, you can go ahead. And if the night distracts your attention, for example, the Ramadan is approaching, and most of the times, you have to you have to fast, right? And you have to change the process of your work. Then the results are great. So, and new routine at the gym, or decluttering your desk for a better workflow, and developing a meditation practice. Something you need to slight changes. And James Clear gives an example of English or British cyclists. They have never won a championship for over 100 years, and a new coach was employed, or was hired, and the new coach made some slight changes in the bicycle preparation, bicycle what do you call, manufacturing itself. Okay, and he didn't do any unlawful thing, but he made slight changes. So that made the British teams win the Beijing Olympics in cycling. So these small changes, okay, during your process of achieving them will miraculously help you. This is what we call the changing the process. Maybe, for example, like Shreen said, maybe you start with 5 minutes and gradually get it into 10-minute walk, maybe like that. So the process, it needs some smaller changes that will help you move further in your getting goals accomplished. The third deepest layer is changing your identity. The moment you want to write something, you call yourself a writer. Then a new identity will help you move further or grab it. Because for example, if I say I want to write, this you have to replace by saying I'm already a writer. Because the moment you have writing on your mind, you are already a writer. So this way you can say, and your worldview, like I said, I always kept my professor on my mind when I started working on my PhD. Instead, if I thought I was the boss of my own PhD document, then I would have saved a lot of time and a lot of pressure. And your self-image, you always, okay, look at your critics as opponents. Instead, you imagine your critics are your wonderful friends who help you achieve your goals as a writer, and your judgments about yourself and others. So these small changes in the identity, the worldview will change dramatically in your achieving goals. So, like I said, instead of saying I want to go to the gym, say I am a healthy person. Okay, I'm getting healthier. I'm a reader. I'm a speaker. Before I started, public speaking, so I always wanted to. I would say I want to speak among large audience, but I say I'm a big speaker. I'm a great speaker. I'm a mindful speaker. I'm an entertaining speaker. That changes my mindset, and that helps me move up easily. Now, outcomes are what you get, the results. The process is what you do, and identity is what you believe. So we have some beliefs, okay? And like I said, I'm a writer, I'm a reader, I'm a speaker. These identities will make you a better human being with better habits. So, right, this is a repetition, okay? Now there are certain words that fail us desperately. Then I'm terrible with directions. I'm a morning person. These stop you from accomplishing new habits. So I'm always late. So these negative thoughts will harm us very profoundly. So the other day I was talking to a person, and he would say in the morning, because of hunger, okay, he is a diabetic, and he said my sugar is down, down. So I said it's not sugar, it's not diabetes, it is your hunger. Instead of saying diabetes, the big word, the wrong word, or the negative word, instead you say I'm a little hungry. So you take something that helps you feel better. But the idea of being diabetic is quite impactful in a negative way. So change the words and change your life. So a little changes in our lives in our words will impact us in a big way. So here, edit your beliefs. So believe that you cannot do certain things, and upgrade and expand your identity. And when you start reading, you think that you are already a big reader, and your attention span is more than an hour in one sitting. This way, you have to change your identity that helps you work wonders within your own time. Now, changing your identity is okay. All right. No, you're not born with preset beliefs. So the society brands us. Okay, based on your activity, society says you are a sensitive person, or you are a lazy person, or you are a great talker, a speaker. So these, why should one allow you, or why should one a person brand you? Instead, okay, you remove all your beliefs and make a fresh start. Every belief is learned and conditioned through experience. So once, like I said, success leads to success. So the moment I finished my PhD, I thought I was on cloud nine, because that was a rare opportunity, rare achievement in my entire dynasty, in my entire family. I was the first person to finish PhD. So that success led me to studying a master's in psychology, and that allowed me to further my education with law, and that way success leads to another success, and you have to give your own self a different identity each time. Now your habits are how you embody your identity. And yeah, when you make your bed each day, you are an organized person, so you can appraise yourself, you can praise yourself of your good habits. and you have to have the recognition. You appreciate, acknowledge your activities. You are try to be more mindful that, hey, this morning, or I could make my bed so beautiful. So this kind of self appreciation will go in a big way. And yes, the more you repeat a behavior, the more you reinforce the identity associated with your behavior. For example, you wake up in the morning and you can see the sunrise, and you can start a great day in a great manner. And these are usual things. And let me get into the real business of the habits and how to make and break the habits. So a habit is a behavior that is repeated and that becomes automatic. And it's the process of habit formation begins with trial and error. So no one is perfect in the beginning, and we undergo a lot of failures before we perfect ourselves. Then whenever you encounter a new situation in life, it has always been making a decision, and this decision will impact you. Okay, in James Clear's book Atomic Habits, a scientist, Thorndike, experimented with cats. They were put in a box, and there is a lever, and by pressing which they can come out. So they do a lot of attempts. They fail in the beginning, and finally they come out when they press the lever. The lever opens the door for the box. This way, they learn by trial and error methods. And habits are simply reliable solutions to recurring problems in our environment. For example, we know how to fix a punctured tire, for example. Okay, on my way, I was going with my family. So on a highway, my car broke down. So there was a puncture on the wheel, on the tire. So I know this one. It's my habit. Some time ago, I developed as a child. So I could rely on my old habit, and I could find a solution, and it saved my time. Instead of asking someone to come and fix it for me, I did it by my own self. So it saved my time, and I could guarantee safety to my family as well. And as habits are created, a level of activity in the brain decreases. Like I said, a mother, for example, take an example of our mothers. So they do not take much time. Their brain activity is almost zero when it comes to cooking or starting any dish, any item, food item, because she has complete knowledge. She is an expert. It's her own empire. She's the queen of the kitchen. Therefore, she doesn't need any attempt or any extra efforts in finding the things in the kitchen. Therefore, habits are created, and she or the mother, for example, doesn't need any brain activity. Now, habits are mental shortcuts learned from experience. Like I said, I fixed the car wheel easily because I learned it by experience. I helped many people while I was a child. Therefore, this habit, okay, became a shortcut, and I could fix things very easily. In a sense, a habit is just a memory of the steps you previously followed to solve a problem, right? So, for example, if someone asks you to write a letter, apology or letter to a director, because you are an expert in it, you don't take much time. You do it just like that, because it's your skill that saves time, and you know how the steps to follow in writing a letter. Right. Despite their efficiency, some people are apprehensive about their forming a new habit. Will habits make my life dull? Because any habit takes you through a particular process, and most of us do not like discipline, and the discipline curtails the enjoyment of life. So I don't want to pigeonhole myself into a lifestyle I don't enjoy. So this way, initially, so they also think that they lose their spontaneity of life, because to pass through any habit, you have to be more disciplined, and there's a process oriented. So this process usually is a disappointing thing, and it discourages. We do not like the processes. We want the result. We want the reward alone. Okay, now comes the core of the topic. This is Q is the first thing, that is need. The second thing is craving, that is motivation, and response. Response is the act you do. Then finally reward. We expect the result. So expecting the result, we act, and we act because there is some motivation, and the motivation begins with the need. So this is the 4-point law of behavior. First is need. So for example, I need food, I need some chocolate, or I need something. So the motivation is I get it. The chocolate is quite it's looking very attractive, and the response is I go grab it. Then result is the satisfaction of eating a chocolate. So these are the 4 levels or 4 stages of habit formation, and how to create. So when you make any habit new, you have to make it obvious. You have to realize, for example, you want to eat chocolate, you keep it around, then make it attractive. For example, you are cooking something, and keep your kitchen clean, or make it tidy, so that everything becomes attractive there, and make it easy. So there's James Clear says any new habit should not take longer than two minutes. Means you should make it as easy as possible and as simple as possible. Then make it satisfying. So when you want to break the habit, then inverse things. So reverse. So make it invisible. For example, you are craving sweets. So do not keep sweets around. So make them invisible. For example, you are a mobile addict. So keep your mobile as farther as possible, so that it takes you time to go and grab it. And next, make it unattractive. So when you want to lose or go or leave any bad habit, so make whatever attracts you or whatever addicts you, okay, unattractive. Then make it difficult. So going to, okay, for example, you are into smoking continuously, and do not have a pack of cigarette with you, okay, and therefore by making it difficult, you can overcome the bad habits. Then make it unsatisfying. So feel that it's no longer satisfying you. That way you can you can get rid of the bad habits. And the next thing is give yourself, your habits, time and space. When you want to do, or where you want to do. When, for example, you want to start walking, then give yourself time. What time? Morning or evening? Where exactly? The place. So when you are specific about time and location, you can start your new habit easily. So the habit stacking is another thing. You have to pair your old habit with something new. That is, for example, you are walking on a regular basis, but habit stacking is something that gets you into buying some new shoes, some branded shoes. So everything you purchase adds some new novelty to your life. That way, so that habit stacking is current and the new habit. Wearing some new pair of shoes, okay? Or maybe, okay, like this. After I brush my teeth, okay, you add some attractive thing or some useful thing, that I drink a glass of warm water. So you're pairing something with your old habit. After I sit down at a table, I read the book. So this way, you are gratifying, your satisfaction levels increase. Now, environment. Environment is also important when you are into a new habit. Behavior is a function of person in their environment. For example, you go to a party and your behavior, okay, is observed, okay, in that particular environment. And are you eating a lot? Are you talking to people? Are you people friendly? Are you an isolation person in isolation? All these things are come under behavior. Therefore, the B is equal to FPE. Now, the implementation intention for that is to start. So, what time? I will walk at 6 a.m. in the park. So, this way you are implementing the new idea with your own intention. That this is the formula for that. Thank you so much for your attention and participation. Yeah, Shreen, you have loads of ideas to share with us, seems.
Actually, I was thinking of how to apply them to my students and get them into the habit of the research habit. Really is the one I'm trying. So this idea of first layer, second layer, and third layer, I'm going to transpose into my class teaching, and I'm going to say it more consciously. Yeah, so the first layer and the second, and changing the identity. You know, I'm not a student, I'm a researcher. That's, I think it's going to be very powerful.
Yes, yeah.
I'm going to take that to class tomorrow.
That's wonderful. Okay, at least my slide is going to be made use of, at least. That makes
Thank you.
Yeah.
And personally, I'm going to start with the 2-minute habits.
Yes.
And then so pairing an old habit with a new, that's a good idea as well. I'm going to probably adopt that one as well. Start small.
Yes.
So I thank you so much actually for your informative presentation. What I saw here, or what I liked, I took it from a different lens, not about the practicum part. I took it from the lens how the author, nearly all of these ideas came out or extracted from a very famous theories. So how he, let's say, kind all theories together to be able to have this kind of product. He relied a lot on the brain theory, okay, in his writing, because nearly all the cues and all of that comes from the brain theory, with the motivational theory and engagement theory and all of that. But what the addition here is not just he introduced the motivational theory or the engagement theories or all this kind of well-known theories in the lit review, but how he was able to kind that with our brains, how brain function. This kind of informational theory, processing theory.
Yes.
Because he didn't use the vocabulary, okay, but it's there when talking about the cues and the other stuff. He's working here or aligning with the idea of dopamine, okay, because this is an important hormone that our brain releases, where makes us feel this kind of emotions, and we can process that. And the kind of how his theory is as well working on the two hemispheres of our brains, because the main challenge all the time that when having our students in general relying on one side of hemisphere, the production is not the same like having both of them, the intellectual side and even the side that more with the innovation part. So in having both of them working, and this theory actually makes that have both sides of our hemispheres in our brain working, and this is what maybe the product will be, or the outcome will be more productive. because here is considering our brains and the cues that we need in our life to process more.
Yes.
However,
We must go. Thank you, Dr. Rao. Thank you.
Yeah.
Pleasure meeting you all, talking to you all. God bless you. Happy Ramadan to all of you.
Thank you. Namaste.
Bye. Take
Yeah.
care.
So thank you so much, and thank you for coming and joining today, Dr.
Thank
Dragan,
you.
and thank you for everyone joined today for this kind of great and critical discussion. And until finding out what will be our next month's topic, so please share your ideas, and we'll find out what will be the most interesting topic based on everyone's interest.
Let's hope to have a wonderful another speaker, okay, who can entertain and enrich our knowledge. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thanks a lot. It was a very enlightening session.
Thank you, Syed Nasir. Thank you, Yashaswini. Thank you, Amir. Thank you, Lemia.
Thank
For your,
you.
any
Thank you.
questions? Yashaswini, you raise your
No
hand.
questions. Really, it was an enlightening session. It was good.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye.
More than satisfying. Thank you very much. Any
Thank you,
questions?
sir. Bye.
Yashaswini, you can ask Lemia about your questions.
Good evening, Dr. Rao.
Yes.
So I really have a curious question that what if we accidentally or unconsciously we build up a habit in a process of to get succeeded in something which we really wanted or which we really desire to. What if we build a bad habit and we can't get out of it, but we really need to achieve that in a short time of period? What do we do?
There are four
What
steps.
do you suggest?
Which bad habit are you talking about? Let's be more practical. Right? Give me an example. I can talk more about it.
Like to succeed it, maybe we are going in a wrong way, or maybe we would have taken a wrong suggestion from anyone. How do we get out of that?
Yeah, there are things like these. I'm taking you to the slide which speaks about this is how we create a good habit, and to make it to break the bad habit, make it invisible. For example, you are a mobile addict. Don't keep it close to you. Keep it away from you, maybe downstairs or somewhere else, which keeps you busy otherwise, and make it invisible. For example, you love chocolates, and don't keep chocolates closer to you, okay? And that way you will wait. Gradually, the wait will continue, and at the end, you start forgetting about it, forgetting the craving chocolates. Next, make it unattractive. So, because the wrapper makes all the difference. Chocolate wrapper, which is shiny, glossy, and full of colors. Maybe the brand like what do you call Nestle or some name, which is seen on advertisements, which attracts our attention. So make it unattractive. Crush the particular wrapper, okay, and make it unattractive. Then
What
make
do
it
we do if
yeah.
I'm sorry. What do we do if the people around us are demotivating to be successful in whatever we want to achieve?
Yeah, there is a process called identity. Give yourself a different identity, okay? Don't succumb to others' opinions, okay? Have your own image, right? And have your own idea, have your own identity, saying that I am a winner, okay? I'm not going to yield to anyone's pressures. So you have to have your own self-esteem, self-image. You create your own image. You become indefatigable. You become unyielding to anyone's pressures. So that way, because there are some bad elements or some wrong persons troubling you, maybe testing your patience. So keep them. See, this is what we call make them unattractive. Don't look at them, or even if you look at them, Okay, look at them as very bad things or bad people or unattractive or abusive personalities. Okay, that way you can come out of these impressions or these influences. And
Thank you, Dr. Rao. It helped me so much, and you gave me so much of knowledge today. Thank you for the session.
oh, thanks for asking my questions, Mr. Ganesh. And any more questions, please? I love to answer
Sir,
you.
yeah, Jagan Mohan Rao garu. Good evening.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I am from Vijayawada, sir. Right now, I am in Vijayawada.
Okay, great to see you again.
Yeah, very nice to see you, sir. Just I am following since 1 year, 1 hour your session. I'm
Thank
very
you.
happy to join with you, sir. Just I would like to clarify
Yes,
to
sir.
give some motivation message for me because since being working 18 years in Saudi Arabia, I have
Okay.
left my job. I have left my job in engineering. Just I came back to my hometown, Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh, India.
Yeah.
Just I would to start a business, but still after 4 or 5 months, I am not able to take any decision either to stay back here or to go back to my company. So, but my family is here. So due to that, I take my decision to come back and to stay here. But still, I am not taking strong decision either to permanently stay back here or to go back to my company to join in the job. Can you please suggest me, sir, advise me?
Yeah. May I know what's your age like?
My age is 48 years right now.
Okay. So
I have worked 18 years, sir. So almost 20 years in Saudi Arabia. Just before 5 months, I came back here on exit. But my company is ready to give another offer to come back and join again if I am not settled down here. But the thing is, my family is here and my children are studying. I want to be with my family, but here difficult to do a job right now. But business is okay. But it takes time to settle down in the business. At the meantime, due to the age factor, 48 years, either I have to take the risky factor to start a job here with my family together because my children are studying in university and colleges. And otherwise, if I want to go back there again, I miss my family. That what, sir, I cannot able to decide. What's your best advice for me? This is my right situation now.
yeah. Sir, by starting a business, you can employ many people, right? So 18
Okay.
years long stay outside India, outside home, is
Yeah.
has sufficiently damaged your personal relations, right? So
Yes, you are correct, sir. I miss here my relatives, my family and friends. I miss really.
yes. So greed is endless. Greed is endless.
Pardon?
Greed to work abroad, make more money is endless.
Exactly, sir. You are correct. Yes.
So what I suggest is be with family.
Okay.
And especially our parents are aging. Okay, like us, our parents are aging, and with a
Yes.
kind of 18 years of long exposure and experience,
Yeah.
you can set up a small business and give employment to others as well. It may be a small,
Okay.
enterprise. It may not be
Okay.
something like geo network or something like that. Okay, when
Okay.
you can start doing business, because your expertise, experience outside home will definitely help you. And it doesn't, in India especially, it doesn't require millions to start a business now.
Yes. Correct, sir.
And family is the biggest strength we have.
Yes. Sure. I am mentally and physically very happy here to stay with my family.
Yes. So I'm from Warangal, and I know what I went home twice. I mean, once I left a job in Jazan University and
Okay.
stayed in India for 2 years. Okay, but
Okay.
it was an accident, both choice and accident, that brought me back
Okay.
here. So now I'm planning to go back again because it's
Okay.
sufficient. It's enough. So we are aging first thing.
Yes.
So
Yes,
and it's
sir.
time to serve our nation, okay, and be with
Yes.
people, our own family, which is very, very precious.
Yes, sir. Great. Great words.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Lemia must be getting late, and okay, she has been there.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, and see you again.
Thank you so
What a
much.
good meeting for you. Thank you, sir. God bless you. Okay,
Yeah,
bye.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr.
Ganesh?
Yeah, thank you so much for a wonderful presentation. And it's really eye-opener for me.
Okay.
You know, it is, yeah, it's really hard to break a habit as well as, you know, to create a new habit. But a lot of insights, inshallah, I will try to implement and,
Yes.
you know, make a difference. Thank you, Doctor.
If you have any questions, you write to me at this email.
Sure.
Okay. And we
Yeah,
can.
I have your WhatsApp. I will WhatsApp you if I have anything.
Yeah,
Or
yeah. Thank you.